Hi everyone, Sharon Henderson here. And those who've been in the group and checking it out recently will have seen that I've changed the name. The reason I've changed the name of the group is so that it's more visible when people are searching for the areas that we cover in the group. So for those of you that haven't noticed yet, I've changed the name of the group to, and it's a bit long, but Entrepreneurs, Marketing and WordPress Community with Sharon Henderson, just so that if people are looking for a group that helps entrepreneurs or deals with marketing and or WordPress, then that will come up when they search in Facebook. I've left the URL the same, so it's still under groups. It's KEM WordPress Community as normal, just so that people don't get lost. This is all part of a rebranding strategy that I've implemented because I have lots of projects on the go and they were all under the KEM Biz in a Box umbrella, and that was getting a little confusing because not all the projects actually related to that. So I have rebranded as me because I'm the one that does the lives and I'm the person behind it all. So I'm in the process of creating a new website as well and just tinkering with all my social media platforms. So that's what's been going on behind the scenes. And if you just look for Sharon Henderson or Sharon X Henderson on any of the social media platforms, you should find me. The X has a wee bit of a story behind it, which is because my parents didn't give me a middle name for whatever reason. And so whenever I worked anywhere and they set me up with logins, they always put an X where everyone else had an initial for their middle name. So I have kind of carried that along. And so my new domain for my new website that I'm creating will be sharonxhenderson.com. And yeah, so there is method behind the madness. Okay, I'm going to do the demo now. It's enough chit chat. Please keep the comments coming. That's how I know what I can help people with. Here we go. So I'm going to now share my screen with you. Let's have a go at that. I'm just clicking on my share screen button. I'm not going to show those tips again. Okay, share screen. And I'm going to pick that one. And I'm going to share my entire screen because that should enable me to move between tabs. Here we go. Now, what's happening there? Let's make that one a wee bit bigger. How's that? Oh, it's really weird. I was actually playing with a background, which you can see now behind. It's a really nice Kiwi landscape, but I'm not sure if that's a little bit off-putting or not. But anywho, maybe I will get that, remove that, because I don't particularly like it. Let's see if we can take that off, hide it, and see if that's, I think that's a little better actually. Okay, so we now have one of my demo sites up that you can see there. And we have what is commonly referred to as a hamburger menu up there that typically you see on a mobile. So we might see if we can change that first of all to a standard desktop menu. So we'll just do that first. If you have any questions, anybody, please do shout and I can show you other stuff too. Oops, wrong one. All right, here we go. So this enables me to have live customization of my front end, so I can see exactly what I'm doing in real time, which is quite cool. So I am going to go to headers first. I'm using the Flatsome theme. It's more of a page builder than a theme. Andy, I mentioned Flatsome to you, didn't I, when you were looking at different themes to use on WordPress, so you can see now what I was talking about. So I have here my header builder. This you won't get if you're not doing the WordPress 30-day challenge, which Jeff has a site, and I think he's accessing the free 5-day mini challenge at the moment, along with Debbie Dybovic as well, and a few others who I don't think are actually on the screen at the moment. So if we have a look here with Flatsome, I can change that by just going in here. And I don't want that mobile menu. How do I add a main menu? So I'm going to take that one off, and we'll add a main menu instead. And hopefully, there we go. Cool. So now we've got your standard traditional menu here, and we can go in and we can customize it to our heart's content with Flatsome. And you can do that with other themes as well, but Flatsome, because it's more of a page builder than a theme or template, it gives you a lot more flexibility. Okay, so I'm just going to hit publish there. And then I'm going to go into navigation menu. So I'm going to come out of the front. Well, shall I come out? I'll go to the back end. Let's see. So I'm just switching to, I had this set up before I started the live. So I'm just going into the back end now. And you can see here you can manage with live preview, or I can do it from the back end here. Either way. As we can see, there are a lot of navigation items currently displayed here. And I can choose lots of different menus and what to display where here. Okay, so what I can do, let's just, let me have a think. So we've got demos, we've got more shop demos, business demos, then we've got shop and pages. So you can see the hierarchy here. So this is the main menu item. And then if you click on it, it will open out into all of these. And let me show you on the front end. So here, demos has got a little down arrow. If I click on that, then it will have a think about it. And it will show me all the sub-menu items here. Okay, but the main navigation items that we have are these ones here. And that's what we see here. So there are 5 of them. And that's what we see here. Demos, then we have shop, pages, blog, and elements. So those are the main menus we have in our hierarchy. Now, to add a new page is pretty simple. All we have to do is either go to our most recent pages here. So let's say we've just created a sample page. It will show here. Any pages you create will show here. And I can click add to menu, and it will add that to the bottom here. If I want that page to be a sub-menu, I just drag it across. That's main, that's a sub-menu, and I can take it anywhere I like. So I could put it there, or I could put it there. If you want all your top level menu items to be automatically added to your menu, then you can do that by adding the page here, if you like. Personally, I'm not a fan of that, and the reason for that is it always adds it to the bottom, and that might not be where you want it, and it will add it in live time if you are making or taking shortcuts and working on a live site, which I don't actually recommend, but here we are for this demos, for the purposes of this demo. So I don't like to automatically add new top level pages myself. I like to either access a staging site, which is a duplicate copy of your website, and I much prefer to go in there, test my edits, and then once I've tested and I've made sure that there's no weird and wonderful things happening on the front end, then I will go back to my staging site and I will click on the push edits to live site, and then those will go through, and I know they work because I've already tested them in a staging environment. Not all hosts do this. With the web hosting that I use, you can create staging sites, and there are some other hosts that do that too, but not all of them. If you are working on a site where your web host doesn't have this staging site facility then, or functionality, then what I would recommend is that you install a maintenance plugin, or you switch over to a maintenance page, so that while you're editing your site, the users see on the front end this site is having routine maintenance at the moment. It's a lot better than them going onto the site and seeing the weird and wonderful, bizarre things happening, because that's obviously going to damage your credibility, your brand, and your business. So that would be my recommendation there. And that is about it. So that, if you were trying to find one of your most recent pages, you would look there. There's a search function here where you can type in the name of the page, or you can see them all as here. If I wanted to tidy this up, and the reason that you see so much preloaded is because with Flatsome, when you get a starter website from me, it will basically look like this. So it will come already with all these different demo pages pre-installed, so you can pick and choose what you like, what you don't. But let's say you're doing a really basic agency site, or a small 5-page or 4-page website, and you don't want all this stuff, or let's say that you're not going to have an e-commerce store, then you can easily delete these items. So all you do is you click on the button there to open up your options, and you go remove, gone. Similarly, if I don't want any of my shop pages, I can remove those, and the hierarchy remains, and I can just go through and do that to my heart's content, and I can move things out as I like. What would be nice, given this particular situation, is if you could remove all your items in one go. I'm not aware, but please do correct me if you know differently, but I'm not aware of a bulk deletion of menu items, probably because your standard website comes with the pages you add yourself. It isn't installed with so many different amazing templates that you can use. Might leave that one. Even if you remove all these things from your actual menus, your navigation menus, you still have the ability to find all these pages under pages. And I'll quickly show you what I mean there. Let's remove that. Okay, so it's starting to reduce in size a wee bit, and then really, really important, always head over to here and save your menu. Is that saved? Yes. Okay, what was I going to show you? Manage with live preview. We'll have a look at that, and then I was going to show you pages as well, where you can also see all the templates that you're given. Let's have a look. Alrighty. So that's all it means. Here we go. So you can actually edit your menus with the live preview function as well. So what you're seeing here is different menu options. We have our main menu, which is currently set to main menu, so it appears here in your main header. And if we click on that, then it's just another way of viewing the same stuff. Okay. And then what you also get to do is choose where you want this particular menu to display. So we can have it displayed as the main menu here. We could have it displayed as a mobile menu as well. I would recommend against that, because what you show on your mobile menu may be different. If it's exactly the same, you can click it and then it will be identical on each. Footer menu, so I can have a separate footer menu, which you see, I'm peering over my laptop because I'm dual screening here. So peering over my laptop, you can see the template, that the footer that you have here is different to what you have above, which is quite cool that you can have more than one footer there. So again, we have our footer menu is currently the secondary menu. Okay. We have a top bar menu, which is not displaying currently, but if I click here, then we should have a top bar menu. Okay. All right, so the top bar menu is currently set as main. It hasn't been set up yet. I'm doing this live. I'm going off topic a little bit just to show you a few more bits, but I haven't actually set up a top bar menu yet, so that's why we don't see that one. So we can always, so I'm going to click publish so that we see those live. And then I can go back here and I can create new menus if I like, and I can place them in different locations as I wish. And this particular theme or page builder enables you to have all these different menus showing. So you can have a My Account menu. You can set up a new menu if you want for each. We have no top bar menu set up at the moment for this one. But if we did, it would be the secondary menu. Okay, so I'll click publish. And that is pretty much it, I think, that I can think of. So is there anything else that anyone would like me to talk about before I finish this live? This will be a record. If I can keep this one under 30 minutes, that will be a record, because they normally run for about an hour and a half. So this one really will be short and sweet. I have a question from Jeff. All pages are responsive, ready for all devices, correct, Sharon, i.e. PC, tablet, phone? That's a very good question. And the answer is yes and no. So what I mean by that is that Flatsome gives you the capability to customize according to your different viewports, but you have to actually go in and do it. So I'll give you a really quick demo of what I mean here. Now, I must admit, I haven't built a site for a few months now, actually, because I've been busy doing other things like creating courses and all sorts of rebranding, building my own website, but I haven't actually got into the nuts and bolts of that for a while. So it's one of those things where if you haven't been using something for a little while, you get a bit rusty. So bear with me if I hesitate a little. It's like riding a bicycle. Once you get back on, it all comes back to you. So let's have a look. And I'm live as well, so do bear with me. Okay, so let's go into pages and let's go into, what have we got? Let's find one that's already set up. Let's go, what should we go into? Let's go to the front page, which is what we saw on the front end. Now, with Flatsome, so it's a little bit different depending on what you're working with, but with Flatsome, they have a UX builder which enables us to build some really cool stuff from scratch if we want, or using templates. So I'm just going to go in there. So Jeff, have you started playing with your new starter website? Let me know. And Debbie, if you're still there, not sure if you're still there, but do let us know, Debbie, because again, I would be quite interested to know if you have also, what else have we got? I'm trying here, I'm pulling a few tabs over to different places so that when I click on them, I don't take you away from what I'm demonstrating. Yes, so I was just having a quick look at my profile page, and who else? We've got Mandy Sarah Gardner's joined. Hi, nice to have family joining me. I think that's the first time I've had family join me on a live, so welcome, welcome. Michael, welcome too. Michael, how are you getting on with the challenge? Do let me know. I'd love to hear how you're getting on. And I think that's it. I'm just checking different sites different pages as we go, because not everything streams on the one page. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So here we have a standard page. This is our front end. Now what you see over here are the different viewports. So here we have desktop view, here we have tablet view, and here we have mobile view. Now a rule of thumb is that if you use one of the templates from Flatsome, then it will already be responsive. So that was the yes part of my answer, Jeff. So let's say we go in here and we want to add in an element. We can go to the Flatsome Studio here. And then we can have a look at all the pre-made templates. So there's a gazillion billion of them to have a look at here. And you can choose what you want. So that's all the latest ones. We have, here's our about ones, where you can display your team members or whatever you like. So if you don't want to have to worry about responsiveness, then you can use one of these and just mix and match just by, you can preview it here. And if you like it, you can go back in and you can import it, and then it will be loaded into, let's go back. So let's say I import this one. Let's go and do it now. We'll import it. It looks like it's going to bring the images with you. Sometimes it does bring the images, sometimes it doesn't. So that's going to import. Hopefully it won't take too long. Otherwise I'm going to have to start preloading some music, aren't I, to keep people entertained while we wait. Okay. All right, so essentially what it does is it loads new sections at the bottom, a bit like with the menus, it's the same sort of thing. So we can see that it's responsive, kind of, but I don't think that works particularly beautifully on mobile. So I would probably want to change that by making that one a bit bigger, it's a bit wider. Let's just go back on that one. Yep. Okay, we'll just go out of that one, go into this one. And then we might make that a little bit smaller and then that one a little bit bigger, but you'd have to play with it. So that's starting to look better. We'd probably change the height of it and we can change the size of the text. So there is work to be done to make that responsive. So that's not one that works particularly brilliantly. So you would have to make that responsive manually yourself. And that's just part and parcel of building. I'm surprised, normally Flatsome are quite good at making sure that everything looks nice on all different viewports when you download the templates. But that one has proved me wrong. On tablet, it all looks beautiful, as you can see. And then on mobile, we've looked at, sorry, at desktop, again, it looks pretty beautiful as it is. So that is quite cool. Now, if I want to change something, I need to have a look and see whether it's a responsive element or not. Most elements are responsive. So if I go here and I go into text, column, row, you can see the hierarchy there. That's not a good example. Yes, it is. So I'm going to go into tablet. Let's say we need to make it responsive in tablet. You can tell if something has a responsive element or not because it has a green button. So if I want to adjust it just on tablet, I can do that here. And those adjustments will only be visible on tablet. And you can see because of the green light. I can make it responsive to a different extent on mobile, like so. Easy peasy. So the answer to your question is, Jeff, normally it will be responsive if you use the templates. If you don't, you'll have to make it responsive yourself. You can tell whether an element can be made responsive or not because it will have a green light. Most elements are. From memory, icon boxes aren't. Let's have a look. Just go back into it. Click on options. I have a lot going on my computer, so my computer's a wee bit sluggish, so just bear with me on that. So icon boxes are not particularly responsive, but almost everything else typically is responsive. So if I go in here, where are we? We've got the icon boxes there. Oops. So like that button, let's say we want to just move that so that it fits. That looks nicer. I can click on my button, options, and looks like that button is not responsive. Let's have a look. It looks fine on all viewports anyway, so it doesn't need to be. But it's just a matter of moving through your different viewports and just making sure that what you do is responsive. Personally, I build for desktop first, but if a customer or a client has an audience that are going to be predominantly viewing on mobile, then I will design for mobile first and then move up through the different viewports. I hope that answers your question, Jeff. Any other questions before I close? Any other questions? Who have we got here? I think that's everybody. I'm just having a quick look. If Dinesh Kumar is still here, welcome, welcome. I missed saying hello to you on the first check. Welcome. Okay, I think we have answered everyone's questions. So I think we will close now, but you have now hopefully learned, well, firstly, you've seen what a demo site looks like when you get one of my free starter sites as a challenge participant, or even if you just want to try the free 5-day course first. Then this is what you will be given with the premium Flatsome theme that enables you to basically do anything that you like. I'll just put the banner up so that you can see if you're interested in a free site, then you can sign up here. I am currently looking for some more beta testers. I have a few beta testers, but I am looking for a few more who will get the opportunity to get the free site, access to the mini 5-day challenge, which basically takes you through the setup of your site. Everything in that package is completely free. All I ask at this stage is that I get feedback from you as you go through the process. Tell me what's working, what's not, what you would like more information on. And once I have enough beta testers, I'll set up a Facebook group and we'll do some weekly live so that I can answer your questions on that one too. And there's the option to then purchase the full 30-day challenge, which is seriously at a crazy price right now. It's just $97, which for everything that you get, which is lifetime access to the full challenge, and everything that I add to the modules, all the new modules that I add, you will get access to all of those as a foundation member and as a beta tester. So all of that for $97. If you don't decide to take the challenge, then what I do ask is that you commit to the 5-day course and you commit to taking over the hosting afterwards, which is, it's a crazy, crazy cheap price. $9.97 a month, which is, it works out slightly less over a year, which is seriously nothing for web hosting when you think that you're getting cloud-based web hosting. Cloud-based web hosting is amazing. It's super, super fast, super, super secure. and the prices don't change. Whereas you go for one of your shared plans like Bluehost or SiteGround, you sign up for an initial period and you come to renew and the price has gone up significantly. My cloud hosting plans are comparable in price with those shared plans when you look at a proper full year's hosting, once all the specials have come to an end and they've got you and where they want you. So it really is a crazy, crazy great deal, and it won't be around forever. Once I've got all my beta testers sorted, then the price is going to be going up significantly. So I would be getting in while you can, because if you were to pay for one of these websites to be built for you, you're looking at thousands. And the other thing is that you don't actually then have the capability to maintain the site. So I have clients telling me all the time that it is incredibly frustrating that they've paid all this money for a website, and then if they want any changes made, they have to go and pay another sum of money every single time they want their developer to make the changes, because they don't know how to do it, or if they need anything updating, or if there's any issues. My courses put the power in your hands, because they teach you how to build your site, make changes, maintain your site, the whole shebang, and all you're paying is essentially your hosting fee, which you would pay anyway. So I hope that that is food for thought. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I will be going live again same time next week. If you have any special requests, anything you would like me to do a live on, then do let me know in the group or in my profile, and I would love to create a live resources for you on that. So I think we have all our comments for now. Great to have you with me, and I look forward to chatting with you again next week. Over and out. See you later.